Welcome to igmGuru. igmGuru is one of the global leading online training and certification provider for IT expert by the skilled IT gurus to help them achieve their professional goals.
We are working on the very first certification of ISTQB. It's just a part of the code of ethics that we do talk about what is ISTQB as well. Because tomorrow when you will be certified with this certification, there would be other people, your colleague of yours, your friends of yours, would look forward to ask you that, hey, what is this ISTQB? So you cannot just tell them that, right? I got certified, but I don't know what is this body all about. So as a part of code of ethics from ISTQB, we have to have this 5 to 10 minutes of session, which talks about what is this examination, what are the different certifications, and so on and so forth, right? So ISTQB stands for International Software Testing Qualification Board. As the name suggests, two important things here. One, this is an internationally recognized body. And second, it is the Testing Qualification Board. That means it's a body based out of Belgium, which decided 50 years ago to certify QA professionals and help them to get recognized for their profession. That means at any point of time when you produce yourself as or your profile as that you are ISTQB certified, there are people who understand what do you mean by that. Okay, they understand that you have been recognized by an international body, that you know what are these concepts and you are clear with that. And we don't have loopholes in these examinations. That means there's no other way to get the certification other than preparing and writing the examinations. Okay, no alternative way. So when you showcase that you are certified, you are valued. Valued in the sense you are recognized for it. That yes, you have put your efforts and you know what exactly testing is all about. That's the value of ISTQB. And any of your certifications which you take from ISTQB shall be valid worldwide. Okay, worldwide certainly means even if you take this examination in India, US cannot say that we don't recognize your certifications. Okay, it's an international certification. So it's valid worldwide and anybody can move around with any kind of opportunities. Further to add, the certifications which we are talking about is right here on your screen. Many people believe that ISTQB Foundation is only the certification under ISTQB. And we are so sorry to say that. It's just that I can say it's a lack of awareness, which people don't have. Right on your screen, you see all those certifications which ISTQB has to offer to our QA professionals. The journey starts right from the bottom. If you see, there's a foundation level certification at the bottom. But there was a change in the syllabus recently, like last year. So 3.1 is yet to be retired. So older version was 3.1 and the latest version is 4.0. So yes, we will be covering everything on 4.0 in this syllabus. 3.1 is no longer valid in any of the countries, but they are yet to remove this picture. So point is, why did not I update the picture? Because if you go on internet, the official website of ISTQB, which is istqb.org, then you would see this picture and you would say, hey, Neeraj did not tell us about 3.1. So I don't want you to confuse yourself. So as far as it is there on the website, I'm also keeping it here. They remove it, I remove it. Simple. So you don't get any kind of confusions. And post doing your foundation level certification, you have three different directions open for you. You can go for Agile certifications, core, or specialist. Now again, Agile will be related to Agile methodologies. You do have foundation level here and advanced level here and with different concepts, but from testing point of view. Okay, you may not say to me that, is this as good as CSM or something? No, CSM is for Scrum Master, who is a process guy, but not a testing guy, right? And these certifications are related to testing. That being a tester in Agile methodology, what are our contributions, participations, and implementations? What kind of documentation we need to worry about? What is our engagement in the life cycle, and so on and so forth, right? What are testing methodologies? What test techniques are most applicable in Agile, etc. Same way, if I look on the right side completely, that is specialist certification. These are for those test engineers who are particularly working for a domain or they have specialization in their proficiency. For example, if you're a specialist tester, like you can be a usability tester, automation tester, security tester, performance tester, or you can be an acceptance tester, right? So you can go ahead and take additional certifications after foundation. Or you might be working for a particular domain like you might be in automotive industry, gambling industry, game industry, mobile application industry, or AI testing for AI products, then you can even take certifications on that. So point being made is ISTQB has certifications where we have testers. Yeah, of course, there could be some more domain where we do have testers, but we don't have a certification for it. That means the ISTQB is working on it to draft a syllabus, and over a period of time, you may see them as well. So again, if anyone here is quite related to any of these certifications, you can take them, but please mind the direction. That means only after the foundation. Okay, it's a prerequisite. To take any other certification, you should have foundation level certification with you. Okay, and in the middle, you have the core level certification, which is just for anyone else again, irrespective of industry, irrespective of domain. You would find advanced level certifications here, which is for test analysts, technical test analyst, or if you are a test manager, you can look forward to that, right? So test analyst is if you are a functional tester. Again, functional tester simply means that you get involved only in functional testing, like unit integration, system and acceptance side of thing, or there are many other sub-levels. And technical test analyst simply means if you're a non-functional tester, where non-functional means performance, security, usability, or recoverability. There are a lot of other things which we have. So all those non-functional testers would take up technical test analyst. And both of them can take up test manager as well. Or if you wish, you can have all three of them. That's up to you, right? So these are the certifications which you have. And the last is the expert level. And this expert level 5 certifications are more of like consultant specific or directorship. That means I'm an expert of a particular subject and I can be consulted by an organization or by a project if they need any kind of assistance in the project for testing, right? So here you can see that certifications are related to each topic, like managing the test team, operational team management, test management, or strategic test management, and then more of like assessing the test process and implementing the improvement activities. So it's more of like helping the organization do better in their existing test activities and how we can improve that. So one can look forward to go for expert level, post advanced level certifications. So the dotted lines on the diagram represents what is the prerequisite for the next certification. Okay, so that's the path. So you don't have any further confusions to decide what could be my next certification, which I could add. So generic industries can look forward to have the next certification as the test analyst. But if you are specialist in something, you can look forward to take specialist certifications as well. And there is no restriction that how many certifications you can take. You are free to, even jump onto some industries which you might be looking as a future. For example, today you might be just a manual tester of functional testing and you are done with your foundation level. And down the line, you are interested about AI. Maybe not today you are doing AI, but you are interested to step into AI industry. Then you can prepare and go through these fundamentals and get the certification done and then showcase your profile to the industry that I'm an AI certified tester and I'm looking forward to make my career in AI testing. Then certainly the organizations recognize this certificate and pull you into the industry that, okay, fine, let me give you a chance and you can start working in AI testing. So that's how it is. Okay, the alternative is that also. It's not necessary you should work there to get certified. You can even prepare just like a new subject and look forward to jump onto other industries, right? So this is all about the various variety of certifications which we have for you, right? Further coming back, we would like to introduce you to local body conducting examination. When you start enrolling for this examination, you would hear one more keyword called as ITB. Okay, so now you know two keywords, ISTQB and ITB. ISTQB is the international body which governs this examination, and ITB is the country member board, okay, which is authorized by ISTQB to conduct examination in that particular country. So ITB stands for Indian Testing Board. So ITB is a body recognized by ISTQB to conduct examinations within India. And yes, similarly, you will find the country member board in all other countries. For example, you have Pakistan testing board, you have Sri Lankan testing board, you have Malaysian testing board, you have Singapore testing board, Turkish testing board, German testing board. Every country has a member board recognized for it. So once you get certified, you would see two logos on your certification. One, that you are ISTQB certified. Second, which country have you taken it from? And you will have a serial number which can be validated. Okay. So not to be confused, ITB is a country member board under ISTQB. Okay. Because sometimes we keep getting questions. People ask us quite often that, Neeraj, I'm looking forward to take ISTQB certification. So why I'm talking to ITB? Answer is ITB is the country member board of ISTQB. Okay. What's the cost? This would cost you around 6,300 something. But again, given that you may have to let your friends or colleagues know about the cost. So I'm letting you know. But again, organization would take care of that. If not, even if you are paying, that's also fine to know. So it's around 6,300 for online and offline both. So you can take examinations either online or offline as well. Okay, both the options are possible. Validity of the certificate remains for lifetime. Again, why I'm having this point here, specifically due to the trend of tool certifications or programming languages certifications or platform certifications like cloud and all, people know that we have to write maintenance examinations every 3 months or every 1 year and to maintain their credibility of the certification. So under that impression, people think that ISTQB also requires a maintenance exam. Answer is no. Okay, the tool has versions. Okay, the platform has versions. They change over a period of time, and thus they require you to stay updated with your certifications. But concepts, they do not retire. Okay, concepts do not retire. So your certifications will remain for lifetime. It's as good as saying it's like your graduation. You graduated and you know the syllabus changed, but still you don't have to re-graduate yourself. Okay, it's just that what you learned that time was enough for you. So same way here, the syllabus may change down the line after 5 years, but even if the syllabus changes, your certification remains credible and valid for lifetime. Okay, so you don't have to rewrite the examination, even in case the syllabus changes. And ISTQB doesn't prefer to change the syllabus every year. They only change the syllabus when there is a need in the market to add something better. Okay, so not necessarily. For example, in ISTQB Foundation, the revision happened in 2011. Then after 2011, it revised in 2018. Then after 18, they revised in 2023. So you can see the gap, right? It's just the need basis. It's not a pattern. Okay, any questions so far, team? Okay. So now let's talk particularly about CTFL. Yeah, you may call it as ISTQB Foundation level or CTFL as well. As you can see, the name is Certified Tester Foundation level. Okay, so that's why people also call it as CTFL examination, which is Certified Tester Foundation level, or sometimes people just call it as ISTQB Foundation level. So both are same. There is no difference. Okay, it's just people have their own way of calling it out, but we officially call it as CTFL. So about this examination, as given that this is the very first examination, okay, of the ISTQB, there are no prerequisite to take this. In fact, when I say that statement, there are no prerequisite, I mean that even an undergraduate student, if interested, can go and take up this examination. However, I'm not assured that this person will pass the exam because a lot of clarity from the professional work is required and an understanding has to be created. But point being made is there are no prerequisite. Okay, anyone can take it. There are no cutoffs. There are no experience required. Anyone. Exam type will be objective. Objective simply means MCQ. That means multiple choice questions. And yes, you are going to get 4 options for each question. But please be aware of that 2 questions, okay, will have 5 options as well. Okay, that means there will be 40 questions altogether. Out of 40, around 38 questions will have 4 options strictly. Okay, 4 options strictly, and you will have only one right answer. But 2 questions out of these 40 will have 5 options as well, and you will be asked to select 2 right answers. Okay, the only trick of this particular part is that both of the selections should be right. If you get any one selection as a wrong answer, then you don't get any score for that question. That means your concept of that particular topic is not clear. So there is no partial scoring system in ISTQB anywhere. Okay, because in advanced level we have more 5 options, less 4 options. Okay, but foundation we have more 4 options where one right answer is there, and 2 questions will have 5 options where you have to select 2 right answers. So I'm telling you this just because you should be remembering this, that during the examination, as and when you see 5 options, you should not be confused that did they by mistake give extra option, or what should I do in this case. They will clearly specify select 2 answers. Okay, they will mention it, and you have to select 2 right answers. Okay, so just be aware that some questions may have 5 options as well. Okay, so not to be confused there. So altogether you'll have 40 questions, and each question will carry 1 mark. Okay, strictly. So total 40 marks possible, and the duration which will be given to answer this examination is 60 minutes. You should be happy and proud that we hold an Indian passport. Okay, so you will get 25% extra time, okay, to write the examination, and that is just because our primary language is not English. Okay, our native language is not English, and we are writing the examination in English. So just to understand the question, we may take a little longer, and thus you get extra 25 minutes. So you will have exactly 1 hour 15 minutes to write the examination. But again, keep that 15 minutes as a buffer. Try to prepare your psychology and mindset that you have to write the examination in 60 minutes. Okay. Schedule, you can schedule it on any day of the year. Okay. That means every single day we conduct examinations on ISTQB Foundation. So in India, we do it on daily basis. So you are free to schedule it whenever you think you are ready, and you can appear for the examination. Talking about location and venue, this is applicable only if you're taking offline examination. Offline means paper-based examination. So you can even approach ITB to choose for offline. That means you can go to a center and sit down there and write the examination. Or the alternative is online. Of course, online means you can take it right from your home as well. And there will be a proctor observing you throughout the 60 minutes of time to write your examination. So you have to have your camera on, you have to have a stable internet connection, make sure that you are in an isolated room. That means nobody else is there in that room, or no disturbance during the examination. You will have to take extra care of all that. Okay. But as some people feel okay with online, some people feel comfortable in test centers, you can choose your own, provisions to take up this examination. Both are possible. And coming to the passing criteria, the passing cutoff is 26 marks, which is 65% of 40 throughout. Okay. So any ISTQB examination will have this cutoff, 65%, right? That means the score will change. For example, in advanced level, the scores are like, 120 marks or 80 marks for different certifications, but 65% of that total is the cutoff. So whatever the score comes, that is your passing criteria. So here it is 40. So 65% of 40 is 26 marks. At least you should have 26 in your examination to pass this examination. That means even 25 is considered as a fail. You will have to rewrite it. And when we talk about reattempts, there are no limit on reattempts because each reattempt will cost you. I repeat, each reattempt will cost you something. So there is no limit on that. For example, again, having the flavor of some tool certifications, people say that with each examination, we get 2 free reattempts or 1 free reattempt. Why? Because they've already charged you extra. They charge you around $149 or $200, $249. That means they've already charged you for 2 examinations, 2 attempts. So that's the point. We should understand that. Here, we are not charging you that much, correct? So we only give you 1 attempt. So for each reattempt, there will be a cost, but that will be 50% of the first attempt. That means around 3,500 or something, or 4,000. Okay, but not full cost. So just be aware of all this information that there are no limits on the reattempt, but each reattempt will cost you something. So let's not target that, right? So 26 is what minimum you should have, but maximum we will be preparing you for 40 plus, okay, beyond the syllabus also. And yes, we already discussed on the new syllabus that there is a new syllabus called as 4.0, and that pretty much makes sense. Any questions here?
No.
Thanks for watching the video. For full course, please visit www.igmguru.com and enroll today.